I want to make a video about a really significant dream that I just had, which was really revealing. It was sort of a apocalyptic vision of sorts. I don't remember all of it. I just remember like the last maybe 15 minutes to a half hour of it. But I don't remember like what happened before. But somehow I ended up like on this bus, going through some sort of like nightmarish landscape. And on the bus and outside of the bus, there are all these really nightmarish creatures that sort of defy explanation. The closest thing I can like relate it to is if you're familiar with Hieronymus Bosch, and there's all these hellish creatures out there, and sort of apocalyptic visions, just doing all sorts of, I don't know, obscene things. They look bizarre, like triangles with like a million eyes, dicks coming out of their mouths, like molesting little pumpkin-shaped dwarves, and just other bizarre monstrosities. And that's how I would describe like the creatures who were on this bus with me and outside. And there was actually stuff going on the bus and outside, stuff similar to that going on, various acts of debauchery, and these insane looking monsters. Sort of like, it was also a little bit like that one South Park episode where they go to that planet that's supposedly like Earth is like a TV show, and the aliens who run this planet are like these bizarre, disgusting looking things, and they look like insects basically. So yeah, I was on the bus with like these weird creatures, and I saw them outside as well. In fact, like, it looked a lot like Earth. And at the time, I didn't really realize what was going on exactly. But then suddenly I become awake. Not awake as in like now, I meant like awake as in, I become aware that I'm dreaming. And it suddenly becomes clear to me, like, sort of what's going on. So I end up going up to the bus driver, who looks like this like half human, half monster, alien, whatever type guy. And honestly, the more I think about it, I think he was like a dead guy. I think it was like semi the land of the dead. And I started talking to him, and I'm asking him like what's going on, like where am I? And he was kind of vague about it, but I kind of had to like push because I was becoming aware sort of what was going on. So I asked him if this was another planet, and he said no. And I asked him if this was Earth, and he said yeah, in a way. Suddenly, I end up somewhere else, like talking to like this weird alien guy, like in a warehouse or something. And basically, what he says, we have a little bit of a conversation. Basically, what's learned from it. This is where I'm at is it's either hell. Well, he said it's basically hell. It's like one of the many layers of hell, if you want to like go from like Dante's Inferno. It's one of the sort of like layers of hell that's sort of like it is literally like a Hieronymus Bosch painting. Like I said, all these monsters around, like doing all this crazy debauchery and shit. And from what I could gather from it, it was it may have actually been a future glimpse of Earth, like after the apocalypse or during it. And it was either that or it was like one of these layers of hell, like that's not quite. It's sort of like teetering, before like the fire and brimstone. It's sort of where the craziness of hell is like creeping into Earth's dimension. But then somehow we get into a conversation. I don't know exactly how it led to this, but like I asked him, so it's not another planet. He said no, there are no other planets. And I was like, oh, okay, so the Earth is flat. And he's like, yeah, the Earth is flat. There's no other planets. and where you were was hell. So, I don't know, I mean, I've been kind of on the fence about the flat earth theory, you know, but I tend to take wisdom from my dreams, and if they're saying the earth is flat, there's no other planets, and where I was some sort of hell dimension, you know, I don't know. It's something to think about.
This is an example of one of the Bosch beasts on the bus. Now, as you can see, he looks he's more of an exotic, Eastern style, I'd say maybe Indonesia, or possibly even Africa. Oh no, wait. Hawaii. Hawaii. Honolulu, Hawaii. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, so this is one of the dudes I met on the Bosch bus. And he looked at me. And he was like, who was this cross-eyed freak? Anyway, I met this man on the Bosch bus. And he was the husband of the 50-eyed triangle creature who had a dick coming out of his mouth, fucking a pumpkin dude. Anyway, this was the wife, or was it transvestite or hermaphrodite or something? I don't know. I can't tell the gender of this dude. This blue Hawaiian. Hey, anybody remember that song Blue Hawaiian by Pavement? I love that song. Hello. Anyway, so yeah. I met this guy on the Bosch bus. His name is Henry. Oh, Henry. And her husband was the triangle dude with 50 eyes, fucking the pumpkin man. And doesn't speak a lick of English, so learn English. I also met this person. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eyes and a growling demon mouth. See this shit? Fucking terrifying. I met this guy, and actually he was part human. He had it was a black gentleman, and he was wearing this mask. And I actually went up to him, and he said he was actually a white person on the weekends, whatever that means. Yeah, this growling, seven-eyed gentleman. He can actually see. If I had a light here, I could give you an example. He can actually emit blue lights out of all of his eyes. Okay, and it can be very terrifying under under a certain light. Get it? Yeah, it's not very funny. It can be terrifying under a certain angle and a certain light, so you gotta watch out for this guy. I think his name is, what the fuck is his name? Frederick. Also, this guy was here. The moon guy. Moon man. The moon man, the man on the moon. He was there. Actually, he was the bus driver. He was the half zombie, half human bus driver. And I guess like it was his penance to wear that face for all of eternity and drive a bus. He was basically like the guy, the old man who drives the boat to the River Styx, or on the River Styx, whichever. But like a modernized version, so he drives a bus instead. The Uber bus driver, River Styx guy. Oh yes, one more thing. I have created a little song about this fucking experience. I believe I'm calling it the Bosch Bus. And you will be seeing that shortly. Sometime in the near future. And that is all. if you enjoyed that video, why don't you subscribe right here with my where I'm pointing to like my weird half goatee mustache thing, you know, like the guy from fucking Super Size Me. Yeah, subscribe right here, and right up here, okay, finger, yeah, there you go. Right up here is right where the Moon Man is, will be some kind of other video. It's usually going to be an alternative progressive type song, or a discussion, or some sort of video skit. And right here is going to be the same fucking thing. Oh, look. If I go like this, look at how crazy it is. Subscribe, bitches!